If you missed the first 3 videos on games 1 through 3, you've got to check them out to prepare you for this Game 4 thriller that took not 1 but 2 overtimes to decide. We got another duel between Rajon Rondo and the Rookie of the Year Derrick Rose, some interesting matchups, and some strange decisions and missed free throws that made for a wild ride, but not the prettiest of basketball. Let's start off by looking at Rondo's second triple-double of the series. As the Celtics pick on Brad Miller on the step-up screen, Ray Allen instantly getting by him and forcing rotations. Joakim Noah correctly slides over, John Salmon slides down, and Kirk Hinrich is supposed to split the difference between the 2 weak side players. Instead, he goes to Paul Pierce, leaving Rondo a free run to the hoop, and when Salmon doesn't recognize where Hinrich is, he also goes to close out to Pierce, and it leaves Glenn Davis open for the dunk. Here's a nice high post set they run as misdirection. While it's an inside ball screen at the elbow for Paul Pierce, the real action is Ray Allen coming off the Brian Scalabrine pin down. However, Rondo gives one look at Perkins, which forced Hinrich to rotate over to prevent the layup. However, that means that Ray Allen is wide open in the corner off of this well-designed play. Here's another clever set where they let Rondo go one-on-one in the middle while setting back screens on both sides of the floor. Tyrese Thomas has to help, leaving Allen with an open catch and shoot. In the fourth, Rondo went into beast mode with a simple high pick and roll. Noah is trying to slide against the guy running. No way he can keep Rondo in front, and it's a layup. They set ball screens on either side of Rose, and when Rondo attacks the middle, Rose does get over there to try and contest. But check the little double pump finger roll off the glass. And I like having Rondo set the ball screen for Pierce, which invites the double team. Rondo is open the entire time as Rose didn't get back to him, and they get the layup. In the third, this Ray Allen pick and roll lures Hinrich to foolishly try and stop the ball here, allowing Rondo a backdoor cut for yet another layup. Moving over to the Bulls side of the ball, Derrick Rose gets a similar action when Joakim Noah flashes to the high post, triggering an automatic backdoor cut from the corner, and Rose doesn't care for that finger roll stuff. The Bulls targeted Kendrick Perkins all night, and he was not up for the task, reaching in on a professional ball handler, leaving the White Mamba spinning around trying to decide if this would be a lob or a floater. Eddie House got the treatment as well when they ball screened with his man to force a switch. Nothing fancy here, just put your head down and get him going to the rim, knowing Perkins cannot protect it. They attack Eddie House again, but this time he scurries away back to Gordon, wanting no part of Rose, but leaving the entire lane open for the easy finish. It was like a broken record, and credit the offense for identifying the weak link, as Rose tortures Perkins again on a drive after forcing him to switch. This isn't a replay, but the same result, as Perkins again has no hope of containing the whirling dervish as he spins back around for the open righty layup to give the Bulls a 1-point lead late in the game. One interesting matchup that emerged in this game is Vinny Del Negro deciding to put Kirk Hinrich on Paul Pierce. While only a 3-inch height difference, it just seemed a lot bigger on the court. But he did well, holding Pierce to 2 of 6 shooting when he guarded him. Even when it looked like Pierce had him with a shot fake, the spacing was laughable on the weak side. There was nowhere for him to go except this pull-up from the line. Hinrich doesn't give up, and it's way short. Let's move on to the last 2 minutes of regulation, where the Celtics again want to attack Hinrich with Pierce. This spacing is even worse than the last one, allowing all sorts of help to get in the way, stripping the ball and knocking it off of Pierce himself. Up 1 and home, the Bulls were in good position and ran this interesting set where they bring the 2 guards together at their free throw line, flanked by the 2 bigs. Each guard breaks out to opposite wings, and you could tell Ben Gordon had decided before he caught it that he was going to shoot the ball. Not the best idea against a good defender that knows your game well, and this last-second decision to pass was a turnover even if Brad Miller caught it. I like the idea behind Miller pressuring Allen, but he should have played the position by getting to the elbow to shadow him and keep him out of the lane. Pressure that high just encourages him to get going into the lane one-on-one, and this gets him 2 free throws. However, what should have been an automatic 2 points from a 95% free throw shooter ends up an in and out, But check the incredible and potential game-saving effort by Rondo to get the possession back. And what would have been an awesome baseline out of bounds play when the ball is thrown out for an easy catch by Perkins, Rondo then gets the pin down from Allen into handoff out top. Now watch Perkins continue down to set a pin down for Allen. His feet get too wide, he trips Gordon, and we're going the other way. Down 2, the Celtics again try the Pierce on Heinrich matchup out top, and the spacing is much better this time. But Tyrese Thomas steps over like he's going to double, then neither doubles the ball nor stays with his man. All the Bulls can do is foul to stop the layup. The Bulls run Ben Gordon off a double staggered pin down to the top, and this works since Tony Allen is left 2 steps behind and Big Baby needs to pick him up. That said, I have no idea how he even got this off, much less into the basket for another 2-point lead. The Celtics have been abusing the Bulls' pin-down defense all series with Ray Allen, and when he comes across the lane and back out, I like how they switch Noah onto him with Salmons picking up Davis. Allen quickly gets baseline, forces the help, and delivers the perfect pocket pass. Credit to Thomas for rotating all the way off of Pierce to pressure the shot, but it's a layup the Celtics were counting on Big Baby to make. At this point, you're saying, how could the Bulls possibly lose? 2 free throws up to less than 17 seconds left. Well, Thomas misses the first before making the second, setting up the Celtics with a sideline out of bounds. Watch how this play worked. Allen probably was supposed to set a ball screen for Rondo before getting a flare screen from Big Baby, but he opts to just flare cut directly. This forced a switch as Salmons picks up Rondo, but Rose didn't get the message. He was hustling underneath to go get Rondo himself. This means Ray is all by himself near the top of the key. Noah steps over to switch. Just at the moment, Ray breaks back towards the wing. Big Baby sets the pin down since this is the design of the play, and that, my friends, is a wide open shot to tie the game. With lots of time on the clock to win the game, it was inexplicable the Bulls wouldn't at least try to force a switch and attack Brian Scalabrine. Instead, they get an ISO on one of the Celtics' best on-ball defenders, and the tough runner doesn't fall. In overtime, the Bulls uncork more great high-post action. Ben Gordon doesn't cut back door on this pass, so Rose finishes the pinch post action by following for the pass back. Big Baby steps out and check the nifty pocket pass, and the big chungus finished by Joakim Noah. The Celtics couldn't get enough of the Heinrich on Pierce matchup, and watch how he uses the right-left footwork while going to the right, and this time hits a bucket to increase their lead to 3. Perfect execution of this high post split as Rondo follows his pass to the corner. Pierce curls through before flowing into a pitch to pick. This sets up a choice for Ray Allen. He could use the Pierce screen to cut across the lane or the Big Baby pin down. The curl gets him in the lane. Why Noah didn't step up higher, I have no idea. Look where his man is, and Allen nails the jumper. This is what he gets paid the big bucks for, and Pierce comes through once again, isolating out top on Kirk Heinrich. I honestly would have put Heinrich on the White Mamba and taken my chances, as Pierce again nails the 17-footer. Needing a score in the worst way, Heinrich runs a pin down of his own with Pierce on him, who's too slow getting around, and the 15-footer goes down to cut it to 2. With 35 seconds left, they finally put Salmons on Pierce, who had been doing a great job all series long. Plus, notice who Heinrich is now guarding. And watch what Salmons does. Cold strips him on the drive, giving the Bulls a huge opportunity, and to make matters worse, Scalabrine has a brain fart and commits a clear path violation, giving Heinrich 2 free throws and possession back to the Bulls. But Kirk chokes one of them. The Bulls run the same play for Gordon that got them that tough runner, but to the left side this time. And while Heinrich sneaks in there for a tip-in and he clearly gets fouled, the refs simply swallow their whistles. But it's Pierce's turn to choke on a free throw, and now the Bulls have tons of time to either tie it or go ahead. Ben Gordon quickly attacks to the left, and the refs are forced to blow the whistle on this drive. This became a competition to see who could give the game away last, as Gordon misses a key free throw, and it leaves the Bulls with one last chance to try and tie it. The Celtics are in a prime take-the-foul situation. Put the Bulls on the line and eliminate any chance of tying the game. Instead, they try and play it straight up, and while you have to give credit for this ridiculous shot to Ben Gordon, he simply never should have been taking it in the first place. Can you hear me shaking my head? With 4.5 seconds, you gotta imagine they're going to give the ball to Paul Pierce and let him work his magic, right? right? Instead, they have him inbound the ball, virtually guaranteeing he won't see it back, and they end up getting a pull-up from 17 feet from Rondo, which slams off the backboard. Call this an epic series, but there's an awful lot of frustrating decisions going on here, folks. In the second overtime, with the Celtics down 2, Ben Gordon tries to take the charge, but the refs aren't biting, and now the other 4 Bulls all converge on the ball. Luckily for them, it was ball handling challenge Tony Allen who promptly loses it, and the Bulls are off and running on the break. Love the passing, and Rose finds Salmons for the nice reverse and a 4-point lead. With this high hedge by Noah, they invite the short roll to Big Baby. When Rose slides over to cover that, Rondo hits House in the corner. Once he gets into the lane, it's over, as Noah tries to help contest the shot, leaving Big Baby all by himself for the dunk. It was the Bulls' turn to run a beauty of a play, as they run Gordon across the lane for a pin down while setting one for Heinrich on the right side. Davis was so concerned with Gordon coming off the pin down on the strong side, look how far out of position he gets. When Rose goes back to Heinrich at the free throw line, no one is near Noah, who gets his own dunk. Up 5 with 34 seconds to go, you don't want to foul and stop the clock, so Rose is able to pressure this into a miss. But then Paul Pierce gets the rebound, and Noah not only foolishly slaps him across the arm, he lets him score for a 3-point play. This is the only way you lose this game, guys. The Bulls were having a hard time passing it in, and when this appeared to be a steal by Pierce, out of nowhere, the baseline ref comes running up to call a foul on a play that was simply impossible for him to see. That was a killer for the Celtics, and yet they didn't give up. While Brad Stevens gets a lot of credit for running this home run out of bounds play now, here's Doc Rivers running it as Ray flares to the weak side corner for the lob pass across the court and a wide open shot. He can't get it to fall, but of course it goes to the truth, who patiently waits for the opening before nailing a 3 to make this interesting. Out of timeouts and down 3, the Celtics try to get Ray Allen off the pin down, but Gordon switches it, and now they have no time to do much beside let Pierce create something. And this is something we've seen before in the series. Pierce gets his shot blocked by Salmons, the clock expires, and we've got ourselves a 2-2 tie. Stay tuned tomorrow for our Game 5 breakdown, as it's a key game with even more epic craziness. And don't forget to check out our breakdowns of all the other games I've already done in this series. Like and subscribe and comment. After all, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?